Please like and subscribe to the channel. This is very important for the channel development.
Okay, so let's talk about AI because something huge is happening. For the longest time, we've basically seen AI as a tool, right? You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. You ask for a picture, it makes one. But that whole idea is starting to feel, well, a little outdated. We're on the brink of a shift, moving away from an AI that just predicts things to a whole new kind of software that can actually get out there and do things by itself. So what does this shift actually look like in practice? Well, think about it like this. The AI we're used to is kind of passive. You ask, what are the best flights to Tokyo? And, it spits out a list for you. But agentic AI, that's an active partner. You can just say, book my trip to Tokyo for next week, and it gets to work. It figures out a plan, it finds the best flights, it books them, reserves a hotel, and then puts the whole thing right on your calendar. It's a massive leap forward. And that really gets to the heart of it. We are moving from an AI that needs a human to hold its hand every step of the way to this new era of autonomous agents that can actually solve problems and get tasks done. They're not just predictors anymore, they're becoming doers. And it's really important we get this framing right. An AI agent isn't just a language model sitting in a chat window. No, it's a full-blown application. It takes the incredible reasoning power of a model and hooks it up with the real-world ability to take action in the digital world, to actually achieve a goal. So, the big question is, how do they work? How do they pull this off? Well, we can actually break down the anatomy of an AI agent into 3 core parts that work together, honestly, a lot like a person does. Let's dive in. First things first, you've got the model. And you can just think of this as the brain. This is the core language model, like Gemini or something similar, that's doing all the heavy lifting, the reasoning. It's processing information, weighing its options, and making all the high-level decisions. This is where all the thinking happens. But, a brain by itself can't really do a whole lot. It needs hands. And that's exactly what tools are. These are things like APIs, bits of code, or databases that connect that reasoning brain to the outside world. Tools are what let the agent actually search the web, or send an email, or pull data from a customer database. They're what make real action possible. And finally, you need something to connect the brain to the hands. That's the orchestration layer. Just think of it as the nervous system. It's the process running in the background that manages the whole show. It handles the planning, it keeps track of memory, and it's constantly deciding, okay, do I need to think more, or is it time to use a tool? So you put those 3 parts together, the brain, the hands, and the nervous system, and the agent runs in this continuous cycle to get stuff done. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful process, and we call it the think, act, observe loop. And here's how it works. The agent gets a goal. First, it thinks. It uses its model, its brain, to come up with a plan. Second, it acts. It grabs a tool to execute the first step of that plan. And third, it observes what happened, learns from the result, and then just repeats that loop over and over again until the job is done. Think, act, observe. Simple as that. There's a really great, clean way to sum this all up. At its core, an agent is just a language model, an LM, that's been put inside a loop with a bunch of tools all working together to achieve some goal. That's it. That's the whole game right there. Let's make this super practical. A customer asks, hey, where's my order? An agent doesn't just guess, it thinks, and it builds a plan. Step 1, identify. It finds the order in the company's internal database. Step 2, track. It acts by taking that tracking number and calling the shipping company's API. And step 3, report. It observes the result, maybe it says out for delivery, and then synthesizes all that info into a clear answer for the customer. See? It's a strategic, multi-step process, not just a one-shot answer. Now, it's important to note that not all agents are built the same. Just like any other software, they exist on a whole spectrum of capability. You can think of it like a ladder of agent power, where each rung builds on the one below it. So at the very bottom, at level 0, you've just got the core reasoning system. It's basically a brain in a jar. It's a language model all by itself. Now, it knows a ton from its training data, so it can explain the rules of baseball, no problem. But it has 0 connection to the real world. It's totally blind to anything that happened after it was trained, so it has no way of telling you the score of last night's game. At level 1, we take that first huge step. We connect the brain to its hands. We give that reasoning engine access to some external tools, maybe a simple search API. So now, when you ask about last night's game, it can think, I need current info, then act by using its search tool, observe the results, and bam, it can give you the final score. It's now connected to reality. Level 2 is where things get really interesting, really strategic. Agents at this level can handle complex, multi-part goals. So if you ask it something like, find a good coffee shop halfway between my office and my home, it doesn't just do a blind search. It breaks the problem down. First, it uses a maps tool to find the exact halfway point. Then it searches for coffee shops in that specific area that have at least a 4-star rating. That's real multi-step planning. Okay, now at level 3, the whole paradigm shifts. Instead of having one super agent trying to do everything, we can build a team of specialists. We're talking about a system where multiple specialized agents can work together, delegating tasks to each other, pretty much just like a team of people would. So check this out. You could give a really high-level goal like launch our new headphones to a main project manager agent. Now, this agent doesn't do all the work itself. No way. It acts just like a human manager and starts delegating. It pings the market research agent and says, go analyze our competitors. Then it tasks the marketing agent with drafting press releases. And at the same time, it tells the web dev agent to get the new product page built. We're talking about automating an entire complex workflow here. It's wild. And finally, way up at the top of the ladder, we have level 4, the self-evolving system. And this is the real frontier. An agent at this level can actually realize it's missing a tool it needs for a task, and then autonomously create a new tool, or even spin up a whole new specialist agent to fill that gap, all on its own. It's a system that can literally expand its own capabilities. So what does this all mean when you put it together? When you combine the reasoning, the tools, the planning, and the collaboration, you get something way more profound than just simple automation. What you're really getting is a new kind of partner. And this quote from the research really nails the potential here. The agent becomes a collaborative entity, a highly efficient, uniquely adaptable, and remarkably capable new member of your team. It's not just a tool you use, it's a teammate that works alongside you, augmenting everything we humans can do. And that really brings us to the final, most important question. This technology isn't just about answering questions faster. It's about fundamentally changing how we approach work, how we solve problems, how we create. So it leaves us all to wonder, what new challenges are you going to tackle? What incredible goals will you achieve when you have an autonomous teammate working right there with you?